What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the fourth One Direction studio album, aptly titled 4. Of course, ARTV is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can see all the links right there, and of course in the description down below. And also remember that ARTV is viewer supported by viewers like you. I sound like a PBS commercial, but seriously, links down below if you'd like to consider donating on a monthly or a one-time basis. Let's get a few things out of the way right up front. A group cannot suck and just automatically be garbage just because they're a boy band. They might have some fangirls that drive you crazy with just how obsessed they are with Liam, Harry, Neil, whoever else that's in the group. I can't always remember all of their names, but that is not the important thing here. What I focus on, as always, I'm here to talk about the music and nothing else. If you want a review of their fan base, go check Twitter. Go type in One Direction on Twitter, look through that for about 10 minutes and you'll get a pretty good idea. One Direction's fourth album sees them chasing a new sonic direction, something that I can only describe as like pop rock meets folk, kind of like the main circa their album Black and White meets John Mayer in his current state. I've never been a huge One Direction fan. I've enjoyed a few songs here and there. I think that they're pretty single heavy a lot of the time and tend to lose focus whenever it comes to the deep cuts, and I would probably not rate any of their albums over a 3 up until now. 4 has me thinking twice about just what these guys are capable of. This time, they did a lot more of the songwriting. I'm impressed at how many songs I am actually seeing their names in the credits for. They've found whose voice fits which song, and they've worked with the likes of the 1975 to create this record. There's guitar moments that will shock you for a One Direction album. I mean, like, come on, you probably weren't expecting anything too crazy guitar-wise from them, but there actually are a couple of songs, which I will get to soon, that might surprise you. Then, of course, you got those piano melodies that shine as bright as the sun, and, as always, those strong vocals from this talented group of young lads. Vocal talent doesn't always mean great songs, but this time around they've definitely matured and it's quite obvious. Some of these songs are just absolutely exuberant. Steal My Girl is one of those. Lead single, strong and powerful piano played all throughout here. The big, massive chorus on this thing with all of the gang vocals sounds fantastic, and it really just culminates as something that's gonna get stuck in your head. It's hooky all throughout. There's this powerful driving piano line. I think that this is one of the best songs, if not the best song on 4. There's even some fun guitar work flaring up on this song, flying around in the background of the verses and then showing up again at the end of the chorus. Another entertaining ride is found in Stockholm Syndrome, offering us kind of a different spin on the classic song title. Stockholm Syndrome, if you're not aware, is where someone being held captive, a prisoner if you will, starts to empathize with their captor. Well, in this edition of the One Direction Journal, they've taken this scenario to apply to a guy never wanting to leave the sweet embrace of his lover. Also, I have to note that this song is 80s as hell. It's practically bursting at the seams with it, and if you can't hear that, then you might be deaf. Hey, I'm not complaining though. I'm loving the guitar and drum groove that they've got going all throughout this standout track. Then you've got Fool's Gold, which sees the group exploring those more indie and folk influences that I mentioned. It speaks of a man that fell for a girl who notoriously plays with the hearts of men, causing them to fall for her. Of course, this song offers us something a little bit different because the singer in question doesn't regret falling for the girl. This song comes across quite gentle in nature. The light acoustic is soothing here, the vocals are smooth, and this song excels as one of the most surprising cuts on this LP. Of course, not everything here is gold, not by a long shot. Take a look at the first taste we got of this record, Fireproof. It's easily one of the most dull cuts to be found, and there's seriously a lackluster instrumental on this song, leaving the burden of it on the vocals. They don't come through on this one. They experimented with some more toned down vocal cuts that never really made it out of safe mode. No Control is another throwaway track for me, feeling a little bit too silly, a little bit too run-of-the-mill. The chorus is catchy enough, but those gang vocals added with the lyrics that speak of this kind of out-of-control love just has no effect on me. If anything, it subtracts from the mature vibe that they've had flowing throughout the majority of this record. Getting back to the good stuff, you've got the Philip Phillips inspired Ready to Run, and then the guitar smart Girl Almighty near the front of the pack. The latter of those really manages to pack in a nice punch, drawing obvious influences from classic rock in the guitar department, and maybe even gospel in terms of the vocals. So you can hear that in the pre-chorus, and in some of the other parts of the song, and of course those hand claps that are found all throughout. Spaces is destined to become an adult contemporary hit. The cut is brilliant if you think about it. Built around the theme of a fighting couple, the sparks really start to soar as the chorus rolls around. Spaces between us keep getting deeper, it's harder to reach you, the boys sing. It's genuinely some interesting commentary on how one partner in a relationship may feel as two people fade away from each other. The harder they try to make things work, the more distant they somehow feel. It hit home for me, and I'm sure for a plethora of others as well. To say that I'm impressed with the album's closer is definitely an understatement. Keep in mind my expectations were moderately low going into this record because One Direction have never blown me away with an album at all. But what I will say is these are big strides into new and more groundbreaking territory for 1D. Clouds opens up with a fun little riff and soaring vocals before breaking into the synth-backed verse. You're Gonna Wish You Never Left Me is sung before this monster of a chorus really just hits us hard. Definitely hearing those John Mayer influences here, channeling him in really the best way possible. I see this as a celebratory song, kind of closing out the record by leaving the past in the past and focusing on the future and just welcoming it on a night out on the town with friends. The guitar on this track is excellent as well, and it might not float your boat, but hey, I think that this could win over a few non-believers. These boys have definitely grown into men more so on this record than ever before. I think I started to see that with the release of Story of My Life, that single from the last album, Midnight Memories, and I think they're creating a more mature sound as they go. If this group can stick together, keep that massive fan base, I would definitely like to follow them as they grow and diversify, and hopefully more talented music like this can make its way into the pop market. 4 is definitely a solid pop rock album with a lot of outside influences. It's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. You can see my least favorite and favorite tracks in the description down below, along with more information about the record. If you've heard 4, let me know your thoughts on it, or some of the singles that you have heard in the comments section down below. Don't forget to smash the like button on this video, and consider donating to help support the reviews keep coming. Links in the description down below. You can click right here if you want to see my last review, or you can click here to go to my second channel, Beyond ARTV, where I talk about music news, track reviews of certain songs, and that sort of thing. So I will see you very soon right here on ARTV, Beyond the Reviews.